The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Would you come if I asked you to ride with me on this one-way road that leads? Oh, I don't know, but I will take you anywhere you see. I know what you need, and what you got is exactly what I
What an intro!
An intro fit for the first internet modern TV show.
Yeah, we'd like to thank
Well done, well done.
NMF, New Media Factory, for, of course, that OBB. That's what you call
Absolutely,
it.
and of course Beyond the Box, where we're broadcasting live from. If
Or
you're wondering
Rockwell,
why
yeah.
we're like this, it's because we couldn't come to terms with who's gonna sit where.
That's
This
the
is
problem.
my good side. That's
And
not
that
just
is-
good
This is my
side.
good side. Though.
So
And
this
me,
is
I
how it's-
don't really care.
No, we're just kidding around. We're welcome to Counterflow. This is the first internet TV motoring show, dedicated motoring show, on live streaming.
And
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken,
In the
it is
country,
the
of course, in the
sixth
Philippines.
installment of Counterflow.
Yeah, we're 6 years
Yeah.
old, or 6 weeks old. And that's
yeah, you're right.
that's pretty. That's pretty safe already to say that. Well, not. It's not really safe to
Yeah,
say.
it's not safe.
But you know, we're having fun. Apparently, we got. Can we talk about? We got some figures already.
Figures? Yeah, that's what Miguel said.
Yeah, we got some figures already from the podcasts and the downloads.
That's amazing.
Were really cool. For what was it?
Your family, my family, and who else?
Yeah, no, I count. I don't have that many
Well, I was
relatives.
asking Miguel if,
How many was it?
how are we doing? And he told me, without pushing it, I know you guys are not really pushing the show, but you guys are getting from 4,000 to 5,000.
Wow,
views.
4,000. And yeah, we worked out our relatives are only account for about 3,500 of those. So those are, I'm just saying, it's not all our relatives now. I'm just, but thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. And
Let's not forget, they can check us out, they can listen live, and they can subscribe to our podcast. But
Yes.
visit nmfnetwork.tv. Or if you want the straight address, it's live.nmfnetwork.tv.
All right, and also another great way to get in touch with us, not just on the show tonight, but during the week. We interact with you all the time on our Counterflow page. Just look for Counterflow on Facebook or...
Is that how they do it, James? They just
Yes.
search Counterflow?
You'll search Counterflow, you should only come up with, there should only be like one with a car on it, with our logo. But if you really want to be direct, you can go to facebook.com/Mr.Counterflow.
Mr.Counterflow.
Yeah, because Counterflow is taken. I don't know who.
Okay, so yeah, you have to add Mr.Counterflow.
And we apologize for starting a little bit late today. The traffic was insane.
Actually, I was listening to the radio on my way here, and they were all complaining about the traffic as well. There was this DJ who was supposed to be on 6 o'clock. He arrived 7:30.
Oh my gosh! Well, you know what? I'm telling
Yeah.
you, if you don't believe us, the traffic. I have a picture here. I just took this picture from. This is EDSA on my way to work here on the way to state. No, okay, not that one.
It looks like you're in
Oh
a
my
chopper
God.
there, James.
No.
Yeah.
Next. We'll go to the next one. This is actually the live one. But
What is the reason for traffic? Probably because Christmas is just around the corner.
you know, that's the only explanation I had. That's from the Rockwell flyover coming
Yeah.
in from the south. That flyover from this portion, the traffic was sort of starting from
You
here.
have enough time to take a picture. And
Yeah,
then-
because he was stopped.
22 minutes it took me to get from there to the corner of Estrella and.
Haven't you learned from me? Because I always pass EDSA. I always tell you EDSA is really
I know,
bad.
but there's really coming from Merville. There's really no other alternative for me. You know, you say you take Skyway. I can't take Skyway.
Yeah,
from
now unless you
Merville.
go back to Bikuta. yeah, you're,
I can't also go C5. I can't also.
yeah, you're right.
You know, it was okay before when we were on radio because I used to bike right? But
Yeah.
now that we're on TV,
You have to be presentable.
I have to be somewhat
No
presentable.
more biking shorts for James.
Yeah. Remember the time with them with the lycra and everything? Yeah,
I know. We make you sit in the corner and
Yeah.
the microphone is there. You know.
Yeah.
We also had a little bit of fun with when we were arguing about the whole seating arrangement.
Yeah.
We couldn't help.
We always
but
switch places.
We always switch places, but something really funny. It's just every time we go and edit the showdown, we sort of which camera am I looking at? Every time we edit the showdown, you pick up a lot of stuff. This is why we argue about who's good side and who's bad side, because you're really watching the podcast, and we finally agreed on who's good side and bad side until we noticed that this was like this the whole time I was talking. I mean, I'm just not comfortable with that, so I will sacrifice a little audio quality, but it goes over there from now on. All right?
Okay.
Just wanted to get this whole. All right, Pacho.
Yes.
A couple of things.
We're gonna give away Motul.
We have to give away Motul
Yeah,
tonight.
before
We've
we
been
forget.
promising that for 5 weeks
Okay.
already.
So
Sorry.
we are going to be asking because we have to catch up, right? Some Motul. Also, at some point, talk about the Motul first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We want to give this Motul away, and we want to make sure it goes out to our viewers. We don't just want to put this on Facebook and say, all right, whoever does this and this and this. We want the stuff that our listeners want.
Exactly.
Okay,
You're
so
right.
People
we're
that
gonna
really follow us and everything.
Maybe you should
Absolutely.
include the spiel in one of the snippets, so just in case.
Yes, I will. So what
Yeah.
I'll do is one of us through Facebook will be asking a series of questions
Yeah, let's make it a series
that
of
all
questions.
pertain to the show. So basically, a regular listener or viewer of Counterflow will know the answers to these questions. We're not going to make it too hard, but guaranteed that a follower or somebody who even is a casual follower of the show will know the answers. And that's how we're going to give it away. I guess for tonight, we can ask the first question. And you can post it on our Facebook page. If it comes in live, well, that's great. Otherwise, we'll just get the first correct answer.
Okay.
So the first question would be, I've been doing all the talking. What would you say?
Okay, we were talking about the fun run.
Yeah, fun run. You're right.
Actually, very recently.
Just
I mean,
last
yeah,
Yeah,
week.
exactly. And then, we said that James felt like he was on the pace car.
Safety car. Yeah.
A
Safety car, yeah.
He was
Where
driving the
everyone
safety
was
car.
weaving behind me like that to keep heating the tires, just so they didn't fly off the skyway. Yeah. And there I was.
What car
Was that?
was that?
What car was James driving when he took it to the
Where I
Auto
was
Plus Fun Run?
owned by the rest of the Auto Plus guys. So
Yeah.
if you know the answer to that question,
Is it only going to be one question? I
no,
thought it's gonna be
for
series.
now we'll
For now,
go
this
one
one.
question.
For
And
now,
maybe
okay.
during the week we'll also top up. All right. So we want you guys to get this oil. Also, we'll be giving away some more stuff throughout the week. So you basically just tune in all the time.
Yeah.
Or if you can't tune in, do the podcast, download them, because we're going to be giving away some. I've got a model. A 1/18th model of a Toyota 86
Oh,
that
right,
I'm willing
cool.
to give away.
Yes, that's
it's
perfect.
my personal one, and I'll be no.
Is that the one that you got? from
Okay,
Toyota?
I will give it away after Pacho tunes it, because he doesn't want it to go. It's just not powerful enough, he says.
Yeah, I know.
180. All right, and we'll give away other things, some driver on call coupons, which is basically a service that Lifeline have, where if you find yourself in a situation where you are no longer fit to drive, and that can stem from not just beer or alcohol.
Yeah, no, like we were saying before, like what happened to me. I got a very bad allergy attack and everything.
It doesn't have
after
to-
eating, and
No.
then I go to the emergency room. They put a medicine, and the first thing they say to me is, "You can't drive with that medicine anymore."
Yes, and,
So,
and meanwhile,
what can
you
you
are
do?
stuck with your car. And this is the dilemma that people
Why
have.
don't you show them,
I'll
James?
be
so
showing
they
them a
have
couple of pictures here. So you're in a situation where you're now in a hospital, you can't drive. Okay, you can take a cab home, but what do you do with your car? Well, you can call
Pay
Lifeline.
parking.
Yeah, usually,
Hey, park.
usually that's the problem. That's why people who are drunk, they always take off their car.
Yes.
They don't want anyone to drive it. So even if they can't drive, they use their car just to get back home, which is
True, but the only reason that why wouldn't you let somebody drive your car? And that's understandable. It's like for me having a valet park my car is like having someone chew my food for me. I can't. It's too personal, But However, when faced with a situation where you're either choosing to drive yourself home intoxicated or under medication or not feeling well, or trust a professional, because these guys are professionals. These guys, you're going to have to trust them cutting you out of your car later on when you get into an accident. So you may as well trust them driving it. And these guys are only doing it because they'd rather prevent an accident than respond to one.
That's correct.
And they send out this little spark of life, we call it. And they have 2 professional drivers trained by Tuason Racing School. And
really? They were trained?
They're all trained by, and this is not just for this program. The ambulance drivers are constantly.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so here's some of the material that we've come up with. This gets flashed on EDSA, by the way, on the Alpha Land building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that big TV.
And it's so easy to remember the number 16911.
And this is a sample of...
That's Vince. Vince Portalos. There
It
you
looks
go.
very familiar, you know.
And these guys will come out and pick you up precisely if you're in a situation like that.
Anywhere in Metro Manila, right?
They'll do it anywhere in Metro Manila, and they will do it basically from any point to point. It's $500. As long as it's within Metro Manila. Now, it's a no-brainer when you're coming from Quezon City and, let's say, going home to Alabama.
That's not bad at all. Because because taxi
it's a steal. It's not designed there to make money. In fact, you can see that's a great big loss.
Yeah, you're right.
It's designed to just save lives and prevent accidents rather than respond and keep repeating that
awesome.
line. It is awesome, and so far, we're getting a lot of women using the service.
Really?
Yeah, not as much.
Is it because the women, when they really can't drive, they say it?
They
Not
say
like guys.
it's pride.
I'm macho. I can go home. I can take my car.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not drunk. That's a usual case, right?
And I don't know if I told you this, but as a part developing, I developed the program. It's not my sole idea. This has been done in the other countries, not with an ambulance service, never, but the concept of having a driver on call to pick you up. In Korea, it's volunteers, for example. But here, we had to come up with somebody that was trustworthy enough, somebody you would trust to drive your car. And so this was Lifeline, because...
And Lifeline's got plenty of experience.
Plenty. And the paramedics. And, these, that they've got your best interests at heart. They got too big a reputation to be, rifling through your stuff and taking your cell phone, because that would be another concern.
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
People think, I'm drunk, and then somebody takes my cell phone. They're used to going through cars in accident scenes, and that's not their motive. So anyway, after a while of doing this, it's my brother who runs Lifeline, owns it, says, all right, well, if you want to do this, I'll support you even if I lose some money, but you just have to agree to be the spokesperson. And I said, well, for a cause like this, an advocacy like this, I'll gladly lend my name.
You're saying the girls are the ones using it the most?
Most, yeah. And there's even some stories of the Lifeline guys saying...
You wait for me, I'm just gonna do some shopping and bring me home.
Can you imagine it's $500?
Oh, you cannot drive? No, I cannot drive. Where's your car? That's why I cannot drive. So, and then I have to go there, I have to
That's
pay
a
the
good
bill.
excuse,
Pick me up at the salon. Why? The fumes of the I'm getting dizzy. And
Look at my nails. I can't shit.
You're right.
It's true. That's so true. But we're glad that some people are using it. But yes, there's always
use
a
it.
In fact, the joke was, because as a spokesperson, I get to use it, of course, for free, right?
Yeah.
To demonstrate it. So in the interest of research, I do this 4 times a week. Because I want to perfect the system. It's vital that we get this right. So I've been doing it 4 times a week. And my brother says to me, you know what? I have a deal with you. You'll never have to pay for the service as a spokesperson, and because it was your idea, but here's the deal. You use it more than 3 times a week. But the 4th time you wake up, it'll be in rehab. It won't be at home. This doesn't look like. And there's the guys with the straight jacket.
Why did he use it, Jay? Just because you just wanted it?
No,
Come on, tell us. You got
okay.
He cannot ride his bike anymore.
Yeah.
Finish biking after
Sir,
happy hour.
where's your car? Oh, actually, it's a bicycle, but I have a bike rack. It's one of those suction ones. You sea suckers. And so why do I? No, because it had never been done before, the system. So we had to perfect it, because what it's like when you get the people, for them to make the courage for them to pick up the phone. That's no joke.
You know what? I think the best is to tie up with bars.
We will, but we
Yeah.
want to perfect the service before we do this. So what would happen is people, when they finally have the courage and to make that phone call and say, listen, I need somebody to take me home, that takes a lot of, we have to give them credit
But
for that.
once they find out about the price, I think that's hard to beat.
You
right?
never want to give these people an excuse.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
like they scratched the rim, or he was really rough with the gears, or stuff like that is enough to turn off for life. So that's why I would use the service regularly.
Yeah.
Very regularly, to train the guys and make sure that it could be anything, personal hygiene, body odor, anything like that. So we're just trying to flush out all the. And it turns out we did have some funny incidents.
Then your brother calls you. Oh, how was the service yesterday? You said anything unusual? Man, I was too drunk. I was not able to. I don't remember anything.
How was it? They picked me up last night. That was them. Oh man! But you know what? It has unearthed some funny stuff. I think we mentioned this in the first episode, but just for the sake of those who didn't see it, some of the funny stuff, the wrinkles that you'll only iron out when you're actually doing it. For example, one of the first few calls, they arrived and because they're ambulance crew, they always touchdown at such and such one Rockwell location. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, because it's standard procedure. This is what they do in the touchdown because they have to record that. Okay, Preppy. The Preppy is a patient. Preppy is
okay.
Sir, do we take vital signs? No, don't take vital. Why? Because he's drunk. That's it. He just wants to be driven home. And the guy was gonna put the thing. And he said no. Another one that was really. It turns out that when they pick him up and then they turn the sirens on in the back. It kind of so the guy's. Dude, what are you doing? I'm trying to stay low key here. LED, drunk guy.
Look at that guy getting that service because he's drunk.
So from then, no more flashing lights, no more vital signs checked, and this stuff you learn. Anyway, taking up too much time with that, we'll give you. We'll find another way through the questions to give you a free trial of that.
All right.
Okay, Pacho, I also need to ask you another question. There are two things. One of the producers of the show. Has a problem with his transmission.
Okay.
It's an older car. It's a '94 Accord. You think you could take a look at that?
Yeah. That's
It's because what he's worried about is it's like going to Auto Plus with a '94 car. It's like going to Elbert's Steak Room and ordering a hamburger. It's like you feel giant.
There's really.
Well, actually, the bad example is the hamburger is really incredible there.
Yeah.
No, but let's say ordering spring
ham
rolls or a ham sandwich. Yeah,
you're right.
So Auto Plus can also do stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely we can take a look at it. I mean, sometimes there is a very wrong view of what we do in Auto Plus or the things the cars we work on it. Yes, we work in a lot of fancy cars, we upgrade them and everything, but as well we do a regular service, tune-up.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
Look,
we cater to your
I was
Mazda.
gonna say they did my Corolla, my Mazda. You can't get lowered. Remember, it was the only one that broke the record of the horsepower and the
36.
Yeah.
36 wheel.
The wheel, I couldn't believe it.
And the jeepney did the jeepney get a better rate reading?
Yeah, 38.
38.
Whose jeepney was that?
I don't know. There was
No, because we do testing also for
An
fuels and
April
everything.
fuel.
Oh, okay.
So I've driven a jeepney. I haven't ridden on a jeepney as a passenger ever, but I was able to drive maybe 4
It's
or
hard to
5.
drive a jeepney, right? Because
Yeah.
of
Not so bad.
The
eh?
transmission.
Not so bad.
Yeah,
It's nice like this.
It's
you know,
clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the other way. Well, all right. So okay, now we got
No,
that
definitely
clear.
we can take a look
Another
at the transmission
thing.
of the car.
One of the viewers of the program, listeners, and he also.
It's very difficult to stop calling a radio show.
Yeah, I know it's really hard. Get that out of my head. One of our viewers,
Okay.
and also a reader, wrote to me. He has a problem with his car. We won't mention any more of the brand because it's not we can't verify, and I don't like to do that unless we verify. Okay, his problem is, and I get letters like this all the time, right? I have this problem with my car and whatever, and I took it there and they didn't fix it, and sometimes it's legitimate, sometimes sometimes you're so fussy that you might already being a little unreasonable, like
Yes.
you're hearing phantom noises already because it's probably your first car ever. Now, would you be able to, let's say, go and verify for this listener,
Yeah,
viewer?
well, yeah, like you say, we have to really verify because sometimes there are people like, it really gets into your head and then you believe there's always like that, I feel a buzzing sound, and it's stop, pull aside, answer your phone. See, there's no more buzzing sound. No, sorry.
So would you verify
okay,
for him?
what is it? What the problem is?
He's complaining about it's like a noisy valve, but it's a fairly new car and still under warranty. And they basically I got involved, sent head office down there. They
But
run the
if
best.
it's a new car, maybe the best is to take it and claim his warranty with that car.
But that's the thing. They're saying
they gone through it.
yeah, they've gone through it.
Ah, okay.
We fixed it, and it's coming back to him. And he said, no, it's still there. So I haven't heard the car, but
right.
you know what? It's just the reason I bring this up is I get letters all the time about people complaining about the manufacturers, and yes, sometimes there's good cause. Sometimes people get ripped off, but there's a lot of times too where they're not getting ripped off so much. They are maybe not unknowingly being a little unreasonable.
Yeah.
And then they call people like myself who they feel are perhaps in a position to either intimidate or bully or coerce a manufacturer to get, and that's not what we do. That's not our style. I mean, we're here to help. If we can be a bridge between the manufacturers and their customers.
Even I'm surprised. My friends write to you.
I know, but you can only do so much because at the end of the day. It's a great big concern, and this came to light because we were at the auto show in MOA, right? So imagine it's a big motor show with all the manufacturers present, or most of them, big booths that they spend a lot of money on, dancing girls, the whole bit, right? A guy, a customer of a certain brand, storms in and starts making a big scene. A scene that I describe as probably just a purple shirt away from going viral on YouTube. And he just went nuts.
Was this
complain? Very recently, complaining about. In fact, the show, it just ended, I think. The guy went so nuts to create a scene to get attention to bully the manufacturer into replacing his vehicle. Now, he was complaining about fuel consumption, which is probably the vaguest, most fluid feature.
Of course, it's the way you drive as well.
Exactly.
There's just so many.
But we don't know that. We don't know that. So,
things to consider.
he's complaining. It's a little tiny hatchback.
And he had to do that?
That's the thing.
Oh my God,
so
that's crazy.
I bring it up because this is really, I wrote an article about it because it's really not the way. If you want results from your manufacturer, this doesn't just end with cars. If you want results, when you have a problem with a business, you know what? Sometimes, jumping up on social media with your rants and stuff is not the best way to go because it automatically puts people on the defensive.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say if somebody comes up and says, Pacho, I don't think my horsepower, you will be, okay, so what do we do? Because you have pride in your work. You don't want people to go out and be disappointed. I mean,
exactly.
You won't, and manufacturers do spend a lot on their image. That they're not also. It's in their best interest to have a happy customer. So, but if somebody says, parks his car outside Auto Plus, which it has been done, not Auto Plus, and spray paints, this shop ruined my car, which has happened. It happened with Ford Everest a long time ago. The guy spray painted his. This car is a lemon and parked outside Ford Alabang and left it there. And then he drove it around everywhere he could. I mean, of course, it's a scene, right? People would be like, taking pictures.
That's so bad.
And that was pre-Facebook era. Wow, can you imagine?
Wow.
Can you imagine now everybody's got their
Everyone
cell
would be,
phone
well,
recording.
look at that girl that went nuts in.
I know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a lot of people were commenting on
that's
what
gone
is it?
viral now.
What
Some
happened?
girl just lost the plot, had a meltdown in
was attacking
LRT.
the lady guard.
Just
was shouting at
verbally.
the lady guard.
Verbally. I mean, but it was...
But the way she talked to the guard, that's just...
The way she talked, basically, okay, we're topic jumping in, but this is fine. It's social commentary. For you to leave, when you leave your home nowadays, you have to understand there are a million electronic eyes on you.
Yeah.
Behave as if there are all the time.
Yeah.
When you want to have your meltdown, just know that is solid gold for somebody trying to make himself a name on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you saw it, the guy, if you saw the video, he was sneaking around. Nobody was stopping her because nobody wants to stop her because this is precious. This is a viral video. I'm going to get likes and hits on this.
And she didn't know. She
Of
didn't
course,
have an idea.
it's behind the pillar like this.
Behind the pillar.
Now, in some ways, it's like in the good old days, you would say, "Hey, what's your problem?" Whatever. You would say, "Calm down, miss." But no, here everyone, come on, hit her. Poke her in the eye. Tapi ka mong ilong or tenga. That's how we used to do in high school. They just want to see something go viral.
You're right.
So, there you go. That's not the way to handle a complaint with your manufacturer because while they're willing to help, that same willingness to help, all that energy will be shifted towards defending their product and actually perhaps even discrediting you.
Yeah, you're right.
Rather than just getting the job done. So that's my precious advice for the day.
Yeah, well,
That's good.
regarding the issue with that vehicle, all right, yeah, sometimes there are problems with manufacturers. Sometimes there are problems with dealers, and especially on wrong diagnostic.
Yeah.
You know,
it
I mean,
happens.
it has happened. It has happened to you. Has happened to
Yeah.
Yeah,
several
yeah.
people. Everything, right? So, okay. The thing is, sometimes they do it not intentionally. Maybe lack of experience or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
What I can say to you is, bring the car to Auto Plus. We can do a diagnose. We just bring it over there. I'll check on the car. We do a diagnose, and then from there we can give a proper report of exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like, okay, I don't want to mention a manufacturer also.
Yeah, but you're independent. That's why. That's why.
I don't want to mention like what happened to a friend of ours. Yeah, he had this car and then he had it fixed in the manufacturer because there was something with the suspension related problem.
Okay.
Then when they had to fix the suspension, they had to pull down the oil pan because was interfering.
Okay.
All right, pull down the oil pan. Then they said, oh, okay, the oil is dirty. Let's change oil. They put it back.
Yeah.
After they put back the oil pan and they put all things back, they started the car and there was a big knocking sound. All right, starting with that knocking sound, they saying, okay, we need to do a top overhaul. We're talking on an engine that's it's
Really?
expensive. It's expensive vehicle.
But it's just new, right?
No, it's not new. The car is not new. But anyways, he was there and everything. He says, okay, we need to do a top overhaul. The top overhaul was supposed to be that much expensive and everything. And then they give me a call, say, can you go and then look at the car over there? We pay for your fee and everything. When we went there and I start the car, I heard the knocking sound. Yeah, there was a knocking sound. The knocking sound came from an exhaust gasket leak.
That was it?
Yeah.
And
the exhaust manifold gasket was leaking and it made the sound high pitch and it sounds like a knocking sound.
That's what's hard.
And then once they replace that one, they fix it, not a
It's
problem.
gone. And can you imagine if they didn't call you?
So it can happen.
And
Would have gone with the top
and that's the thing.
overall.
When you go onto Facebook or any other media and you start ranting, you can't take that back. So when you're pahiya later on, it's nobody wins. So just verify and all that. I remember it just reminded me of a funny story when we were doing we attended the launch of the Audi A6 all-roader in Italy, and it was Kevin and myself, and we went there, and one of the big selling points of the car, the Germans were saying, this is the most soundproofed vehicle we've ever made, so silent.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's the best I can do at short notice. Okay, so they were Austrian. What was his name? So they were Austrian engineers. So they said, we have worked the wonders, and this is you will never get a better sounding car. It's all dead. So we're like, wow, this is fantastic. So Kevin and I were finished, and we got up, and then we did the test drive. And at the reception, they had these test tubes, and they were filled with.
Remember that?
They were filled with chocolate-covered coffee beans. So nice. So
Okay.
Kevin and I grabbed more than a handful, and we were partners in the car. We're driving. So Kevin, he said, "So good." And meanwhile, I'm trying. Man, this car rocks. Check this out. Whoa, it pulls some serious G's, and there's this really tight corner. I mean, it's country road. And Kevin, and out comes something. Boom! And some went under the carpet, into the railing and the thing. So it's now under the railing of the seat, and I think some fell in behind the dash.
Yeah, okay.
So every time we cornered, do you know, I think it was like 11 o'clock at night, we looked out our window, the Germans are still, don't understand this. And we were too scared to say,
You guys are bad! They must have been thinking there's something wrong with the car.
they
They
were
let
going
you
nuts.
guys.
Because I think
They're gonna take apart the whole
you know how you swap cars with other journalists, and
Oh my God.
another journalist probably said, "It's so noisy. What's wrong with it?" And then there were the tappet gaskets, and they're about to pull off the head of the engine and recheck the valves and the cams. And of
That
course,
is
we would
crazy
never.
story.
Just step on the reset. Click, 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 click.
Classic. My gosh. So I guess the message is just stay calm. You know, there's a procedure that you need to go through if you have a problem with your manufacturer. There's a procedure to go through.
Exactly. And then if you're not really confident about it, I mean, like, to us, you can approach Auto Plus. You can contact me through
only
even
for our viewers.
Yeah.
Only for Counterflow viewers.
Yeah, you can contact me through Counterflow or BRE in Facebook, and then we can diagnose your car. We don't. It's not like you can also go to several places and try to get if you get a constant diagnosis and everything, say okay, this is really what is really happening. Agree with James. The manufacturers are out there to have business.
Yeah.
How can you make business if you are destroying your reputation or sometimes yes they make mistakes, but there are other times that they really go out of the way to be nice and kind. Like there is a manufacturer, they did something to a friend, and I really want to mention this manufacturer.
Yeah, sure, of course, no problem.
PGA.
They don't advertise anyway.
Porsche.
Okay.
His son is about 10 years old, and then he's crazy about cars.
Okay.
That was last year, and then for near Christmas he was talking about the cars and everything. They cannot afford those cars and everything. Nothing. They went to the showroom, PGA, and then he explained to the person there, saying, "No, my son just like cars and everything. Can we just go around and everything?" And then the guy was very straightforward, say, we don't have money to buy this car, but my son wants to look at the cars. Is it okay if he goes around and look? The salesperson stood up and toured the kid everywhere.
Wow, that is
even
so
opened
nice.
the doors of the Porsche, and then he chose one of the cars that he liked it, and then allow him to sit inside, take a picture. When they went out, he told the dad, say, "Dad, this is the best Christmas gift I ever had in my life."
Wow.
Yeah, so they cater to persons, to people. They said, okay, he's not a customer or nothing, but they like cars, they have passion for the same thing. We go and do it very well.
And that goodwill will always.
You still remember that ad that little kid went to a Porsche dealer? You don't remember that ad, and he's saying that someday I'm gonna buy this car, and then
I think
I like the one of Transformers.
what was that?
Remember in the Transformer one when the kid wanted to buy a car, and then the dad drove him through the Porsche showroom and said, "Oh no, Dado, you must be kidding! You must be kidding!" Of course I'm kidding. I won't give you a Porsche for your first car.
You're right.
And then there's also a Super Bowl commercial. If you Google a Super Bowl ad for the Camaro, it's legendary. It's the guy, his graduation, and then he comes out, and they close his eyes, and they bring him out, and when they open it, I can't remember what it was supposed to. But there was a Camaro part, but it was the neighbors, right?
Yeah.
But before they could say anything, and it's all in the acting and the delivery. The guy's just going hysterical, and he's not giving them a moment. They're trying to say, but he's like, and he's on the phone. Even the friends start coming around, and then later the neighbor gets and takes off in the car, and you just have to Google it because it's all in the delivery. But stuff that dreams are made of. These never. It doesn't cost you anything, but you never know. I mean, look, that kid may or may not ever buy a car. You never know. But look, it's how would they have known that they would have reached here, which would have reached our network of 4,000. 4,000 non-relatives. And out of those 4,000, who knows? Maybe one person might buy a Porsche from PGA because they said,
of that.
You know what? That really rocks. That's great. And what did it cost him in the end? One of the snobbiest ones I've ever come across was Bugatti. All right,
Really?
I was in the Monaco Top Marks show, right? And this is a exotic car show. Pagani, Venturi, everyone's there. Everyone's Spiker. The most exotics are there. So there I was walking around, and you're going in and out of cars. Bugattis. They have cordoned up. So I say, may I sit in the car? May I approach the bench you're on? And so he goes, you know what the lady said? Where are you from? I said, I'm from C Magazine. I haven't heard of it. Well, I wouldn't think you would, but what's your circulation figures? to sit in the car. You need my circulation figures?
No way.
4,000, baby. 4,000 on NMF network. New Media Factory. I should have said that, but can you believe it? She wanted circulation figures to sit in the car.
That
To
is
see
insane.
if my butt was qualified enough to touch that leather. Anyway, we've talked a lot. We're going to bring in our guests
Yeah,
right
we only
now.
have
We only have a few more minutes. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do is we're going to play a short video. And
What was
we're
this video?
This video is Alex Wirtz, former F1 driver, testing out the LFA in Circuit de Estoril in Portugal. You know, you can never watch too many LFA videos or supercar videos.
Just to hear the sound of that car.
Just to hear the sound. And this guy really particularly, you know, he knows how to drive this car. So what we're gonna do is we are going to try and get that up. And when we come back, we will have our guest from the Manila Auto Salon.
They let me loose in this rocket ship, and yes, Lexus can produce a super sports car, and it's here. Remembering my days in Formula 1, coming here to Estoril, absolutely fantastic stuff. You know, I can still picture myself when I was not much smaller, but much younger. I really like the super aggressive look. Super smooth driving behavior, and that's what I want. I can be under control all the time. When you just take this car, you put it into the corner, it naturally just wants to turn in. It's quite a neutral handling, which for a super sports car, it's exactly what you want. It's then down to the driver to actually dictate the car balance. And then the nice moment comes when you put the throttle on the car. It's just settling down nicely on the rear end. Position it on under power, and that's exactly what it's made for. Just listen to the downshift. How cool is that? Really impressive art of engineering. Okay, that was the ride in the little rocket ship. Now the problem is the keys stay mine. I love it. I can just take the car and run away.
Yes, from the Manila Auto Salon, and we have, well, actually, Sophie, you're from the Manila Auto Salon.
Yes.
You'll be handling the show. But Martin, are you also doing the show?
Well, we're participating in the show by having a booth, which will promote the documentary.
Okay, we'll talk about the documentary in a little while, because I had a very rare opportunity to get a sneak preview of it. Would you say this is the first feature-length documentary on Philippine Motorsports ever done?
Yeah.
Most comprehensive?
Well, it's not that comprehensive, but it's like an introduction to the early years of motorsports.
Where was your cutoff? I noticed, did you have a...
Slightly over 1980, early 80s. We cut it off ASEAN 4, and then part of the alcohol rallies. Then not more than that.
This alcohol rallies, for the younger viewers, is not... It's when fuel was actually rationed, and then motorsports was banned completely.
There was a law passed banning the use of gasoline for motorsports.
Yes, because at that time we had the Iranian crisis, and well, President Marcos at the time was very... well, there was some justification for it, but it was perhaps a little harsh, the ruling, so you develop your own fuel.
Yeah, the deal was, okay, we'll help you develop, not use fossil fuels. So we went and used ethanol.
You know, I mean, I think that's one of the greatest things that ever happen.
Yeah.
You know, because once you, I mean, they're not banning it because, we want to do it and everything, but also helps to do new development, new R&D, new things. I mean, right now, like nowadays, if you want to get a lot of power, you use for alcohol.
Oh, we enjoy
Yes,
it.
Yeah.
I tried in Brazil the ethanol cars, 100% ethanol. The cars were producing, I think they said up to, they're significantly more powerful, but the fuel consumption was,
Much more.
It's really high.
yeah, it's like
really
30,
high.
40%.
Yeah, like
worse.
nowadays when the closest that we have is the E85.
Yeah.
E85 is 85% ethanol, and you
But
only
only
fit-
certain Ford engines can run that, right?
Yeah,
Here
but
locally.
I mean, we're talking about the engines that we modify for horsepower,
Right.
like for drag racing and stuff like that. All right, the ones with run on ethanol with E85, compared with the regular fuel, we can get maybe around 20 to 25% more of power.
Yes, that's true. Actually, the rally cars that we were using back then developed more power, more horsepower than using regular fossil fuel.
So all that one is in all the work that you've been doing and everything, like what happened to the motorsports up to that time.
Yes.
So
Wow.
you did this movie for what? This is just a personal bucket list. Somebody wants to write a book. Somebody wants to do a movie.
Well, it's partially a bucket list, but I've pretty much been in the motorsports scene since mid-70s.
My first race in the Philippines was with Martin in his Opel Vectra.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Just the fact that that car made it to the end was already. We're nerds, but we got second, didn't we?
yeah, we got I think second or third.
Second. No, I still have the trophy there. It was-
we got
I'm pretty
second.
sure it was second.
Yeah, we got second.
In the Dodo Ayuyao Sampaguita rally.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome. So it was something you really just wanted to say,
Yeah.
let's document this, let's cement this so that people know the foundation. And
My frustration is the younger set, the 4th, 5th, 6th generation of motorsports enthusiasts don't know what happened. When you have heritage, when you know where you came from, you carry yourself in a
You know
particular
where you're
way.
going.
And you carry yourself in a particular way.
That's right.
So you have respect, and you have you know that you have to protect a certain. You're responsible for the heritage.
it's a very good point. It's like you could also draw the same thing to even international racing. I know that a lot of people say, oh, today's driver, Lewis Hamilton or Vettel, he would kick anyone's butt. Senna, this and this. Perhaps you're just going on lap times. You don't know the circumstances surrounding that people had to, back then in Jackie Stewart's time, the Armcos were trees,
Yeah.
the Nürburgring. You made a move on a person and that was life or death at the first corner. It wasn't, okay, I'm out of the race, no points. It was, you killed that person.
It's not only that, well, there was a documentary when actually Hamilton dropped the car of Senna.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
So with the McLaren, right? Now you're seeing these guys going. I mean, okay, the drivers nowadays, Vettel, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso. I mean, they're great drivers. They're really, really good drivers. But they have, now they have just only paddle shift. They have so much electronics that helping them around.
Right.
Now the car of perhaps the car in the documentary of
Senna.
Hamilton
Yeah.
driving the car of Senna. I mean, there's a 1,600 horsepower engine with a stick shift.
Yes.
I mean, you have to let go the steering wheel in middle of the turn to shift gears.
And the space that you had sometimes,
Exactly.
their hands would be raw.
Exactly.
Well, we could talk under wet cement about motorsports, and poor Sophie would just turn into cement herself. Just sitting there wondering.
Sophie
I can
does
understand.
Sophie
No,
does
I mean,
vintage racing too,
I know you've had a passion for this for a long time, but you've also had a passion for motor shows.
Yes.
Would you say you were the longest running? Is that a fair
Yeah.
longest running motor show in this country?
Yeah, I've been holding 2 motor shows for the past 20 years,
Mhm.
over 20 years already, and Manila Auto Salon is one of them.
I didn't know they let 12-year-olds start motor shows.
That's a long time. I started when I was 10 years old. Yeah. Right. So Manila Auto Salon is one of my 2 motor shows.
Okay, so the Manila Auto Salon, that's coming up.
Yes,
By the time that will be this November 29 until.
December 2 at the SMX Convention Center.
So what can people expect? Assume that people are not familiar with
Yeah.
the show. We want to invite new people as well as the regulars. What can they expect different to other motor shows that happen in our country?
Well, Manila Auto Salon is basically an automotive aftermarket event. So we expect customized vehicles here, not the classic cars that I would have in transport show. But these are all, it cannot be stock. So it has to be prepped either for racing or for just, customized according to, personal taste. It has to be modified.
That's your cup of tea, Pancho.
I know. In
Yeah.
fact, I'm inviting him to be one of the judges
Yeah.
for the tuner cars.
Everything's not going to be powerful enough, trust me. We have this argument every week.
Well, the guys will be expecting over 150 vehicles here. And what's surprising is we have a lot of off-roads now.
Oh.
And it's nice because in the past few years, the interest for off-roads were not, it wasn't that big. But now I think about 30% or 30% of the display vehicles are off-road. Some are rescue vehicles.
Nice.
And that's a big problem right now for James and I because we just got a pickup.
Yeah. Yeah.
But off-road is fun.
All the accessories,
It's fun.
especially when the rainy season and stuff. I mean, you don't even need to go out of town to really use your 4x4 here. So, okay, so you're expecting, did you say 150 cars roughly?
Yeah, over. Yeah.
Over 150 cars. How many exhibitors would you?
I have about 60 booths.
So these are also something where people can go to buy stuff for their car.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So like maybe anything from the stickers, the decals to
Exactly.
custom seats or
Exactly.
big wheels and compare prices. So it's a great place, a one-stop shop for all of that. Before we run out of time, because we have a series of one is this, the other one. By the time it's one finger gestures, and we don't want to get to that stage. We'll go back to Martin. Martin, you're going to debut the screening there. Is that correct? Or
No, actually, it's going to be there. People can make advance orders for the DVD, and we're just printing 500 limited edition in a box DVDs.
Okay, that you will sell there.
No, we won't sell it there. They can make their advance orders there.
Okay, so you can make advance orders there. I mean, I can say I watched the video the other day. What was it, Tuesday or
Monday.
No, Monday, and I thought I knew a lot about Philippine Motorsports after covering the beat for 10 years and being very close to the Ramirez family, of course, working with Cookie and being very close to Tito Poncho all the way to the end. And I was amazed at actually what I learned and what I picked up. And it wasn't even just the facts. It was there was a certain color and grit that you can't get unless you see it and see what really got me inspired was what these guys had to go through just to get to a starting line. It was somehow it was even more the challenge just to race. Whereas now it's just like, okay, you get there, okay, as long as your car's prepared, but no, just to get the opportunity to race. And then they lend each other tires and all that.
Yeah.
Speaking of races, because here we have to wrap up, don't forget it is going to be the US Grand Prix coming up this
I
weekend.
thought we were going to be talking about safety in F1 today.
Yeah, but we run out of time as usual. And we already asked the question, so the Motul is taken care of. Just want to remind everyone that Formula One, Austin, Texas, brand new track, very super fast track coming up. It's going to be a nail biter.
Any issues regarding safety on the track? Or,
No issues there. I've driven the track many times on PlayStation, and it is so fast. I mean, you have two straights there where you're doing 320, I think is my top speed, and it's really about balance, speed. Now, here's an interesting thing. You're at the end of the championship. You've got 10 points between the two. Are you following it?
Yeah.
The season. You got 10 points between Vettel and Alonso. More momentum from Vettel's side, true. But you also have a couple of factors that I think hardcore people are looking at. Vettel has run out of engines, so he is already going to be, and that is two tracks that are going to be pushing their engines. Alonso has a couple of fresh engines, meaning he has one more allowed by the FIA in his allowance, plus he has that engine from Spa that didn't complete first corner. That's intact. And this should give him some more confidence to tweak it up and tune it up, whereas Vettel will have to start tuning down. Another thing is Hamilton is starting to find his form again. He could be in the mix of he could upset qualifying. And if you don't have Vettel up front, it can make for a very interesting race. So, still a lot of hope for Alonso fans and anyone out there who's, you know, just following the series. If you think it's all wrapped up, anything can happen in racing. We'd like you to just one more time invite our listeners, our viewers to the event.
Thank you, James. Yes, I would like to invite everyone for Manila Auto Salon, November 29 to December 2 at the SMX Convention Center.
Martin, how do they find out more about your movie?
Go to the Manila Auto Salon. We have a booth there.
Okay.
It's Racing with Legends. They can, all the info's there on how they'll be able to get the DVDs and hopefully some other screenings that we'll be doing in the future.
You have a
Public
YouTube
screening.
channel or anything they can see a preview of?
Go to Facebook, Racing with Legends, the movie.
Okay.
And like it, and it's all there.
All right. That's a great way to end the show. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same place, right here Beyond the Box, #1 Rockwell. Thanks to New Media Factory. And of course, Pacho Blanco, Alan Branch, who's outside, and myself, James Deacon. Goodbye. Drive safely, everyone.
Okay, God bless. Bye-bye.
And what you got